How do? Spider and Olde Scooter time again. I'm going to play Spider Solitaire. And this one is dedicated to Conspiracy Brews. Somewhere back in the archives, there's another game which I recorded right after my last meeting with Conspiracy Brews, which must have been nearly 2 months ago. I only go occasionally. I always love it, enjoy it, get all worked up, as one guy told me today. He says, you know, when you're really excited, you spit. So I guess I did. One must occasionally. I must have gotten excited. I'll tell you a bit about it, but let's dive into a game here so we can... diving is inhibited for some reason. The wire under the touchpad must have been it. So, we're going to play the two-suit game, and I'm going to do as good as I can. I'm not an expert player. I'm not super fast. I miss moves, yada, yada, yada. So don't hold me to any high standards. We old guys must stick to practical standards. Oh, yes, oh, yes. Conspiracy Brews, by the way, is a group of politically minded citizens of New Mexico. Meet every Saturday, 9 to 12. They invite you to come, so you might look them up on the internet. Conspiracy Brews. You can learn all about it. It has a lot of very impressive people in it, but mostly older. There were a couple of middle-aged, a couple of millennials, but mostly senior men and women like unto me. I think I may be somewhere in the median range of that group, and I'm 80. Maybe that's a little high. I don't know for sure. It's hard to tell how old somebody is, but just looking at them, and it's rude to ask them in that crowd. And they're like nearly all Republicans, and some of them very, very conservative Republicans, so we have spirited conversations. Because I'm a well-known libtard. I don't know how well known I am, but I mean, those who know me know it well. That Duff, some kind of liberal freak. And I have lots of friends who aren't my age. I don't know what went wrong. Anyway, I'm playing along here on the second deal, not doing anything too exciting, too aggressive, anything. If you are in fact a player of this game, Spider Solitaire, you probably see I'm doing nothing spectacular. If you're just learning about it, watch a master at work. No, I don't pretend to be a master. As a matter of fact, there's controversy in my family, as you've heard, perhaps. My sister, Mandy, thinks I should play more aggressively and pay less attention to the score. Well, I'm kind of into scores. And some of the games, some of the versions of Spider Solitaire don't even keep score. Others, like the one on Microsoft, does keep score, but it charges you every time you take back or undo a move. It's just like making a move, and it adds up. I have my own scoring scheme for this game, which is 500 to play, 550 to break even. That's the house margin. $1 a play, up until 50 plays, and then it's $10 a play. So you can see how the game, if you're into taking risk, could get very expensive unless you win. And so Sister Mandy says I should play more aggressively, strictly to win, and stop paying any attention. Come on over there. Oh, man wrestles with touchpad. Some nights my fingers just don't do what they're supposed to do with a touchpad. I don't understand it. I'm sure one of you or more of you do, but I don't. If I moisten them a little and think safe cracker, then they work better. Okay. But I play slow on purpose because I hate missing moves. I go back and look at one of these recordings and I see a obvious move I missed. It jars me to my core. Even with the amelioration of the pain of the fact that it's her fault. This artificial intelligence, she clouds the minds of men. Shadow knows. And I know it. She clouds my mind. Otherwise, how could I miss obvious moves? There's no reason to move this 5 over this 6 because, it'd be a negative, so I don't want to do that. I don't see any other moves I like, so I hope I got them all. Let's go for another deal. We're entering the halfway zone. 3 deals in, 3 deals to go. All right, I don't think it matters which 4 that goes to. I could do this and get that 876 open again. Is there anything I can do with it? Not directly, but still. Oh, I don't know. That's where I wanted to go. I was thinking about taking a big chance, but I don't need to because the sequence is with me. The sequence is like the Force. If the sequence is with you, you're in good shape. I can feel it when it's happening. But tonight is not very sequential. Not bad, but sometimes it's magic. Well, there's this and this, which is better than that. And there's that. Oh, well, if I just relax and stop wagging my jaw. Nobody really says that for talking anymore. He was wagging his jaw. That fit some of us at Conspiracy Brews this morning. I got in a conversation that drove me to do what I don't usually do. You know, my favorite saying is, not okay, Google. I think we all Google way too much. I'm going to make a prediction, a physiological prediction on my blog about why we Google too much or what it does to us. I'm sure I have insights no one else has on this issue. I'll plug it when I write it. Plug it means I'll mention it here. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Order in the court. See? It's so close to a score, it's a king stack. King 2 stack. But an ace away from a score. And I have 2 deals left, so there's hope. Now she's very tricky. You can totally know, absolutely know that right now her little algorithmics are doing this, and she's switching cards back and forth between the thin blue line. I know you can't see my fingers, but that's the thin blue line. And she's switching cards back and forth. These are just, imaginary cards. They're not necessarily a given card. It's all virtual all the time. That's the source of her powers. She told me in a dream. Oh, well. But right now I'd love to punch through the thin blue line and create a hole. Or it's conceivable I won't get an ace. Because she's tricky. As long as she's got this much power, this many undead soldiers, she could wipe me. Oh, look at this. See? Oh, how long did it take you to see that? I had to gabble on for probably 2 minutes before I saw that move. Anyway, I had a fascinating interchange with one of the guys at the Conspiracy Brews meeting this morning. Big table, maybe 25, 30 people, big horseshoe, or open middle table. The people at the end actually running the meeting. There's a lot of very conventional activity there. Good discipline. Robert's Rules of Order almost. And me and this other guy had this one-way conversation without disrupting anything. We exchanged notes 5 or 6 times. He had good handwriting. I could read what he was saying. I presume he could read mine. And we were arguing or talking about why agricultural land in New Mexico is so much cheaper than in other comparable deserty lands that have more success with agriculture than we do. And I was wondering, is it water or is it the quality of the soils? And he had to pay. He's almost, maybe he is a professional, civil engineer maybe, runs one of the local soil and water districts, knows what he's talking about. But I think he's wrong, and I'll have to go over it with him next time I see him. But that was fun. I mean, it was like kids exchanging notes. We didn't disturb the general conversation, which was railing on about taxes and education and government in general. And how long are you going to not do that? Stand by. Score! You betcha. Well, now I'm ahead $7. Before, I was behind 92. I'd had 42 moves, that on top of the $50 house margin. I was $92 in the hole. Now I'm $7 ahead, so I can play with wild abandon without fearing an embarrassing loss. But it was good. I actually went to hear what all these guys and gals, very outspoken women in the group, very politically savvy, a lot of people with absolutely great credentials, heavyweights in the Republican Party of New Mexico, and some just really good guys, who don't have that kind of background, but have other impressive backgrounds, and women. So anyway, I went specifically to see what all those people were thinking about after the last 2 weeks of chaos in the new Trump administration. And nobody was talking about it much. In fact, I tried to elicit talk on it once. And apparently they had had a shootout about that maybe last week. I don't know what happened. But anyway, I couldn't get them to tell me what they really thought. So I have to go back to Breitbart, to see what the Breitbartians are thinking. Perhaps you noticed, political fans, me going to that meeting sort of fired up my politics bone, because I don't talk about politics that much on this thing, do I? Tell me I don't. Oh, Jack 10, 9, 8. Ooh, missing a 6, 5, 5, 6, 7. That is a little miss. Well, darn. Maybe it's just going to be a one-score game. I did this. Okay, I'll take a chance there. It's not much of a chance. It was another overlooked move. Maybe politics destroys my game-playing mentality. Kind of like my theory on Google. Search engines in general. I also like Bing. I don't see anything I want to do. I see several things I could do, but... So, final card. Now $3 in the hole. I don't know whether there's any realistic hope anymore to win, to wipe it out. There's a jack's now string. Is that what I want to uncover, or do I want to cover that other one? I don't see much. I think I will go the other one, so I'll back that one out. Do this. No, why did I do that? That was silly. Silly Scooter, silly. Oh. Speaking of silly, you notice I have on my Petzl Taquina headlamp again tonight. I made a game or two back about its sort of implicit endorsement. And I do endorse, not this brand necessarily. This is a good one, but there are a lot of good ones. For older people, because I are one, and maybe you are, and you can tell by the windows the sun is down, and I hate not being able to see everything I want to see, and we don't have 1,000 lights in the house, so this thing really, and it makes walking in the dark about 2,726% safer. So I'm an advocate for headlamps for the old and breakable. Yeah. Well, I think I'm done. I've played all I see that a sane man would play. So I lost $8. And I won't blame it on Conspiracy Brews. Good bunch of people. I'll have breaking news from there, perhaps in a